Welcome back to Texas, the home of Tesla. My name is Brandon Earhart. I'm the General Counsel and Corporate Secretary, and welcome to your 2025 Annual Shareholder Meeting. Similar to last year, this meeting will have two parts. We'll go through the 14 ballot items, and the second part, Elon Musk. Today, we will discuss business outlook and may make other forward-looking statements. Such statements or predictions are based on current expectations. Actual events or results may differ materially due to a number of risks and uncertainties that are disclosed in our SEC filings. Such forward-looking statements represent our views as of today and should not be relied on thereafter. We make no obligation to update them after today. Would like to welcome members of the Tesla team here, members of PricewaterhouseCoopers, and members of our board. Before we get started, why don't we hear from Robin, our board chair.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's wonderful to welcome you all to the 2025 Annual Shareholder Meeting. I apologise for my voice. I've been speaking to investors for the last couple of weeks, non-stop, I think. So we here at Tesla could not continue to do the impossible without you, our shareholders. Our ongoing engagement with you all makes what we do possible. And I'm thrilled at how many of you made your voices heard this year as we aspire to create more value than any other company in history. Yes. Without your support, we could not have reached the heights that we've already demonstrated over our relatively short yet storied history. As we further expand our ambition in our quest to build a world of sustainable abundance, we are excited to continue this partnership. Tesla is at an inflection point. I think I've said that 3,000 times over the last few weeks. And this last year has been a critical one in our history. I want to take some time to review the acknowledgements and achievements by the Tesla team, of which I and my fellow directors are incredibly proud of. We continue to redefine the automotive industry across production, customer experience, and ownership. Model Y was once again the best-selling vehicle worldwide of any vehicle in 2024. And with the new Model Y released earlier this year, it's now better than ever. Our energy business continues to reach new heights, and we deployed 31 gigawatt hours in 2024, more than double what we achieved in 2023. Fabulous. I love the energy business. And we are actively investing in both of these businesses as we aim to maximize their installed base of production globally. The installed base serves as the platform for our future value, and that creation over time, Tesla will achieve through services such as robotaxi and virtual power plants, powered by our real-world AI. In 2024, through the use of our products, Tesla consumers avoided releasing nearly 32 million metric tons of greenhouse gas emissions. And this is a 70% increase year over year. Our ability to avoid emissions will only accelerate from here as we displace larger volumes of fossil fuel-based alternatives and increase the utilization of our products through AI. But emission avoidance is not only the thing that we focus on here at Tesla. Improving safety has been paramount to our mission since day one. Our vehicles consistently achieve the highest safety standards when tested across the world. And that safety is increasingly enhanced with autopilot technology. In 2024, our global fleet of vehicles experienced one crash after driving more than 6.8 million miles. That's amazing, 6.8 million miles. And to put that in context, that is 10 times better or safer than the average driver in the US, 10 times better. And in 2024, and is nearly double the safety performance of our autopilot technology in 2018. With many enhancements we expect to make from here, we believe our autonomy technology will improve this performance by orders of magnitude. Sustainability extends beyond the impact of product use. The Tesla team continues to focus meticulously, evaluating each step on the product journey, from raw material extraction to intermediate processing, manufacturing, delivery, product use, and the end of life, looking all the way through to making sure that we reduce our resource impact and the resource use and bringing that to life across the entire sustainable and closed-loop economy. For more details on what we do each and every day, I encourage you all to read the impact report. It is an amazing document and it continues to improve over time in terms of what the team is doing. And we are also laser focused on ensuring the resulting prosperity of our efforts can be shared by all. This applies to our employees, our customers, and even those who have yet to enjoy one of our products or engage with our company in any meaningful way. Tesla spends countless hours ensuring that we procure the most responsibly sourced and produced inputs. We maximise the safety of our operations, and that all Tesla employees can benefit from the appreciation of our equity through our incentive programs, and that we continue to bring down the cost of our fabulous products across the range, increasing that accessibility for all. At the end of the day, we here at Tesla are working tirelessly to make the world a better place for all through innovation and grit. To our amazing employees, thank you for all of your hard work in achieving our mission. You are the beating heart of Tesla, and we cannot continue to deliver without you. To the management team who never get a shout out, thank you for your huge efforts. To our shareholders, all of you in the room and on the webcast globally, once again, thank you for your support. Please know that we are listening to you and are here to represent your interests. You are the owners of the company, and your voices, your perspectives, and your input are critical to what we do here at Tesla each and every day. My fellow directors and I serve you as your fiduciaries and oversee Tesla's mission, purpose, and strategy, and these responsibilities are in our minds every day. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank my fellow directors for their diligence, their dedication, and their tireless efforts. Changing the world for the better is always accompanied by difficulties. And what I can say is that you can't do it by checking the boxes and just reviewing PowerPoint presentations. Thank you for rolling up your sleeves, each and every one of our directors, the hard work that you do, lending your unique talents and delivering to our shareholders. Thank you. Thank you. Our accomplishments have been hard-earned, and these last several years have not been without their challenges. We still have much to accomplish, and I believe that we have the right team the right technologies, the right physical infrastructure to create a world that we've only just begun to imagine. The future is bright. Thank you. Now I'm going to hand it back to Brandon. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin. I will now call the meeting to order. It is 3:25 p.m., and I declare that the polls are now open. We have already received over the past few weeks voting proxies from our shareholders. However, if you wish to vote your shares now, you may do so on the online portal or with the ballot boxes you received at the front. Tesla has appointed Tony Carridio, a member of the Carridio Group, to serve as our Inspector of Elections. In addition, Broadridge Financial Solutions has certified that starting on September 17th, 2025, the proxy materials or notice of internet availability of the materials were sent out or mailed to shareholders of record as of September 15th, 2025. We have a majority of the outstanding shares represented at the meeting, so I declare that a quorum is present. We now will proceed with the meeting. The items of the agenda are as follows. There are 6 Tesla proposals. The election of our 3 Class 3 directors, Ira, Joe, and Kathleen, to serve a term of 3 years until their successors are duly qualified. Number 2, to approve say-on pay on a non-binding advisory basis. 3, to ratify the appointment of PricewaterhouseCoopers LLP as our independent registered public accounting firm for fiscal year 2025. 4, to adopt amendments to our organizational documents to eliminate certain supermajority voting requirements. 5, to amend and restate the 2019 Equity Incentive Plan. And number 6, the 2025 CEO Performance Plan to Elon Musk. The Tesla board has recommended that all our shareholders vote for each of the director nominees and for the Tesla proposals except for the one on supermajority voting where no recommendation has been made. We also have 8 shareholder proposals that are described in our proxy statement. I'd like to remind the shareholders that Tesla's board has prepared a statement of opposition on each of them except for the one regarding XAI. Those statements are in our proxy. Now let's go through the shareholder proposals. The first one is an advisory vote regarding board authorization of investment in XAI. Our board has not made a recommendation on this. The shareholder proposal is proposed by Mr. Stephen Hawk, who I believe is here to present the proposal. Mr. Hawk?
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Fellow shareholders, Elon, and esteemed board members, thank you for this historic opportunity. I am Stephen Hawk, shareholder since 2012. It's truly my honor to present shareholder proposal number 7. The proposal is simple. I urge the board to exercise its discretion and authorize a strategic investment in XAI in some meaningful way, sooner rather than later. This isn't just capital, it's about formalizing Tesla's role as a leader in autonomous intelligence, turning AI into our new book, not just a new chapter. Tesla has always been an AI company, revolutionizing transportation, energy, and robotics through FSD and Optimus. But as we approach the singularity during this tsunami of AI, outsourcing our brain to external providers risks misaligned goals, data vulnerabilities, and lost innovation. XAI, founded by Elon, is different. It is maximally truth-seeking, curiosity-driven, and aligned with humanity's best interests, like Tesla's mission for sustainable abundance. XAI was seeded with Tesla talent, enabling bidirectional flow for highest caliber staff attraction and retention. Integrating Grok models within our vast real-world data would further supercharge FSD for safer vehicles, empower Optimus to navigate complex worlds, and to optimize energy grids. Think vertical integration of Tesla as a neural link of AI platforms, controlling the coming Optimus army with prudent stewardship. Financially, it's a no-brainer. XAI's explosive growth could yield massive returns, strengthening our balance sheet amid EV pressures With Elon's stewardship the best for shepherding AI safely, conflicts are minimal. Board oversight ensures fairness. XAI needs Tesla more than vice versa. But together we foster human happiness, consciousness, and meaning beyond work, shifting purpose from labor to truth-seeking in a world of abundance. Shareholders, we can't be spectators. Tesla must actively participate. Let's not outsource our destiny, but rather own it and maintain power, control, and safety. I call on the board to formalize this investment relationship and on you to support it. Thank you to Elon, and special thanks to Tesla Boomer Mama, Alexandra Mertz.
Thank you, Mr. Hawk. The second shareholder proposal is an advisory vote regarding adopting targets and reporting on certain sustainability metrics with our senior executive compensation plans. Our board has recommended that our shareholders vote against this proposal, as explained in our proxy. The shareholder proposal is proposed by Tulip Share Capital, LLC, whose representative, Mr. Akrouge, has prepared a pre-recorded message.
Fellow shareholders, I am Antoine Argouge, CEO of the impact fund Tulip Share, speaking in support of Proposal 8. Our proposal asks Tesla's board to take a simple but meaningful step, link a portion of the executive compensation to measurable sustainability performance. Tesla's success has always been built on bold, measurable goals, production target, market cap milestone, and innovation. But as we enter a new era of scrutiny around climate, labor, and governance issues, it's time that part of those milestones also reflect how sustainable that success is achieved. Proposal 8 is not asking to replace all the financial goals. We're asking to strengthen them. Imagine if one or two tranches of the future compensation were tied to tangible outcomes such as reduction in carbon intensity per vehicle, verified improvement in worker safety, or supply chain transparency. These are metrics that protect long-term shareholder value, reduce legal and reputational risk, and ensure Tesla's leadership is rewarded not only for scale, but for sustainable impact. Tesla's mission is to accelerate the world's transition, linking compensation to sustainability metrics, ensure that this mission lives at the very core of the leadership decision-making. This is how Tesla can continue to lead, not just in innovation, but also in responsibility. We urge shareholders to vote for this proposal and support a compensation framework that drives both performance and purpose. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Akrouge. As a reminder, the board's response is set forth in the proxy. Our third shareholder proposal is an advisory vote regarding an audit of certain labor practices. The board has recommended against that, as set forth in our proxy. The shareholder proposal is proposed by the National Center for Public Policy Research, whose representative, Stefan Padfield, has prepared a pre-recorded message.
My name is Stefan Padfield, and I am the Executive Director of the Free Enterprise Project. The Free Enterprise Project is part of the National Center for Public Policy Research, which is the proponent of Proposal 9, requesting that Tesla conduct and report on a child labor audit. Let me begin by emphasizing that we are strong supporters of free enterprise, innovation, and shareholder value. We recognize Tesla's extraordinary contributions to the electric vehicle market. Our proposal is not anti-Tesla. It is pro-transparency and pro-shareholder. Proposal 9 asks for something very simple and reasonable, a verified accounting of whether and to what extent child labor is implicated in Tesla's supply chain. Tesla's opposition statement relies on policies, but policies are not the same as proof. A quote-unquote zero-tolerance policy is commendable, but without independent verification, it is only a promise, not evidence. The U.S. Department of Labor continues to list cobalt mining in the Democratic Republic of Congo among the sectors with the worst forms of child labor. A 2023 white paper on the financial and material impacts of child labor, authored by Hayes, identifies Tesla as a case study in the ongoing risks that cobalt and other mineral sourcing pose to automakers. And while Tesla's own 2024 impact report notes that the company invested more human and legal resources than ever before to combat forced and child labor, it provides no metrics showing whether those investments are working. Shareholders deserve data, not just assurances. We are asking Tesla to back its admirable words with verifiable results through a third-party audit or a transparent report. This is not just a moral question, it's a governance and risk management issue. Reputational, legal, and operational risks can directly affect shareholder value. So too can the risk that enthusiasm for electric vehicles undermines proper accounting of the often hidden cost that child labor may be embedded deep in EV supply chains. If Tesla is truly the industry leader it claims to be, it should also lead in transparency. We all know that proxy vote counts can be distorted by a plethora of conflicts of interest. Accordingly, we urge Tesla's board to see this proposal not as an attack, but as an opportunity to properly account for the costs and benefits of Tesla's mission, regardless of the final vote. If you have not done so already, please vote for Proposal 9. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Padfield. As a reminder, the board's response is set forth in the proxy. Our fourth shareholder proposal is a vote to amend the bylaws to repeal a derivative suit ownership threshold. Our board has recommended against, as set forth in the proxy. The shareholder proposal is proposed by the Comptroller of the State of New York as the lead filer, whose representative, Thomas D. Napoli, has proposed a pre-recorded message.
This is Thomas DiNapoli, New York State Comptroller. As trustee of the New York State Common Retirement Fund, owner of more than 3.3 million shares, we urge shareholders of Tesla to vote for Proposal 10 to amend the bylaws to repeal the 3% derivative suit ownership threshold. We filed a proposal, along with New York City Comptroller Brad Lander, to restore one of the most fundamental investor rights, the right of shareholders to hold directors and officers legally accountable when they breach their fiduciary duties. When Tesla asked investors last year to approve its move from Delaware to Texas, the board assured us that shareholder protections were similar in both states. Yet within months, Tesla's board engaged in a bait-and-switch scheme and immediately turned its back on its investors by amending its bylaws to reduce shareholder rights as soon as Texas offered an opportunity to do so. The new bylaw allowed Tesla to block nearly every investor from bringing a derivative suit unless they hold 3% of the company's stock, currently about $30 billion in Tesla shares. That threshold leaves only Elon Musk and a handful of giant Wall Street funds with any legal standing to act on their own. It effectively makes the board immune from accountability. Tesla claims this rule is meant to discourage frivolous lawsuits, but courts already have tools to dismiss meritless cases. This bylaw doesn't stop abuse, it stops proper oversight. And it tells shareholders that the board no longer wants to be answerable to them. Our proposal simply seeks to repeal that bylaw and restore accountability. It ensures that if directors violate their duties, all investors still have a path to protect the company's long-term value. Unfortunately, this attack on shareholder rights is part of a larger pattern at Tesla. We see a board that lacks true independence. The board has allowed our CEO to divide his attention among multiple outside ventures and then offered a pay proposal that could hand him a $1 trillion windfall and even more unchecked power. These are not isolated issues. They all stem from the same problem, a board that refuses to act as an independent check on management. Tesla has changed the world through innovation, but no company, no matter how visionary, can thrive without accountability. Strong governance protects investors and strengthens companies over time. I urge all shareholders to send a clear message that accountability, independence, and respect for shareholders are essential to Tesla's future success. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. DiNapoli. The board's response is set forth in the proxy. The fifth shareholder proposal is a vote to amend Article 10 of the bylaws. The board has recommended that our shareholders vote against it, as set forth in our proxy. This shareholder proposal is proposed by the Treasurer of the State of Illinois and trustee of the Bright Directions College and Savings Trust. As the lead filer, whose representative, Michael Ferrix, has prepared a pre-recorded message.
Fellow Tesla shareholders and members of the board, my name is Michael Ferrix. I serve as treasurer for the state of Illinois and as trustee of the Illinois College Savings Programs. I'm here to present Proposal 11, which asks Tesla to adopt a simple investor protection. If the board chooses to impose more restrictive requirements for submitting shareholder proposals, as newly permitted under Texas law, those changes must be ratified by a supermajority of shareholders. At its core, this proposal is about protecting shareholder rights. If the board decides to limit our ability to submit proposals, this amendment ensures that shareholders have the final say. It helps to ensure that Tesla remains aligned with the will of its investors, plain and simple. Now, why is this important? Tesla is navigating a period of volatility. Leadership transitions, intense competition, and heightened scrutiny from regulators and customers. In times like these, strong governance and active shareholder input can be critical. They serve as competitive advantages that position Tesla to lead, not just react. This proposal seeks to implement a reasonable safeguard that would reinforce accountability and build trust. The board itself has emphasized the importance of investor feedback. In the proxy statement, Chair Robin Denholm and Director Kathleen Wilson-Thompson wrote, "We are in Texas because it provides a more predictable governance framework that allows us to hear from you, the people who know Tesla best." If the board actively seeks to hear from shareholders, it's hard to reconcile that position with their opposition to this proposal. To reiterate what's at stake, Texas law now allows shareholder submission thresholds higher than SEC standards, requiring shareholders or groups to hold 3% of voting shares or $1 million in stock to submit a proposal. Compare that to current SEC rules, which allow a shareholder to have holdings as low as $2,000 to $25,000, depending on how long the shareholder has held the stock. If the board chooses to adopt the Texas thresholds, they risk silencing investors who could drive meaningful governance improvements, as well as narrowing the pipeline of ideas. Note that this proposal does not limit the board's direction to evaluate governance options. It simply ensures that if the board adopts the Texas shareholder submission thresholds, a supermajority of shareholders must ratify that decision. That's fair. It's reasonable and fully aligned with the board's stated commitment to its investors. Again, I encourage my fellow investors to vote for Proposal 11 as a clear step towards protecting our rights as shareholders. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ferrix. As a reminder, the board's response is set forth in the proxy. The sixth shareholder proposal is an advisory vote to elect each director annually. Our board has recommended against, as set forth the reasons in the proxy. This shareholder proposal is proposed by James McRitchie, who has prepared a pre-recorded message.
Thank you, shareholders. We've presented this proposal before, 2021 and 2024. It won a majority both times, even with board opposition. But Tesla requires a supermajority of shares outstanding, so those majorities weren't enough. Today we ask again, join the 90% of S&P 500 companies that elect all directors annually. Declassification means accountability every year, not every 3 years. Most institutional investors support this reform. It's the retail votes we need here today. A Delaware court recently found 3 major governance failures at Tesla. The board wasn't independent, the disclosures to shareholders on its pay plan were misleading, and the board failed to negotiate properly on our behalf. Declassifying the board is part of the cure. It ensures shareholders can hold directors accountable each year or nominate qualified replacements when needed. Matt Moscardi of Free Float Media calls this one of the most important votes of the year because it could shift Tesla's board from a friends and family plan to independent professionals with the skills necessary for Tesla's next chapter. We're also endorsed by Nell Minow, co-founder of Value Edge Advisors, and ISS, one of the most respected proxy advisors. John Chevedden's related proposal, number 13, calls for simple majority voting. We'll need that reform too for this proposal to succeed. Tesla's Musk premium, once a source of strength, is fading, along with his global reputation. Remember, Tesla is his only publicly traded company. It's the liquid piggy bank that fuels his other ventures. Yes, Elon Musk is brilliant, but no company should depend on a single personality. Either he stays long enough to keep using your capital elsewhere, or he moves on when the tap runs dry. Either way, shareholders must prepare for Tesla's future, a democratic, professional company led by a capable, independent board. Let's build Tesla to attract customers, employees, and investors who all contribute to its innovations. Vote for proposal number 4, declassify the board. Vote for proposal number 13, eliminate supermajority requirements. Together, let's restore accountability, independence, and trust at Tesla. Vote now before the polls close. Your vote can make a real difference in Tesla's future and your future as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McRitchie. As a reminder, the board's response was contained in the proxy. Our 7th shareholder proposal is an advisory vote regarding a proposal that won 54% at last year's meeting. Our board has recommended against for the reasons set forth in the proxy. This shareholder proposal is proposed by John Chevedden, who is on the line to present this proposal. Mr. Chevedden.
Hello, this is John Chevedden. Proposal 13. This proposal is about Tesla being governed by a Democratic majority vote standard. This Proposal 13 is proud to be on the same topic as the Tesla Proposal 6. Shareholders request that Tesla take the steps necessary so that each voting requirement in the Tesla charter and bylaws that calls for a greater than simple majority vote be replaced by a Democratic requirement for a majority of the votes cast for and against such proposals, or a simple majority vote standard. It is important to vote for both Proposal 13 and Proposal 6, which are on the very same topic. In fact, it's more important to vote for Proposal 6 because Proposal 6 is a binding proposal, and this Proposal 13 is an advisory proposal. It is important to vote for Proposal 13 because Proposal 13 is a backup proposal in case the Tesla Proposal 6 does not get enough votes. This Proposal 13 has one advantage over Proposal 6 in that it requires less votes to be approved by shareholders than the Tesla Proposal 6, since this Proposal 13 is an advisory proposal. But it's still important to vote for both proposals. Adoption of Proposal 6 will pave the way for annual election of each Tesla director sooner than this Proposal 13. Annual election of each Tesla director will tend to keep Tesla directors away from their current status as being lapdog enablers for Mr. Musk and Mr. Musk's outrageous executive pay and Mr. Musk's outrageous distractions from Tesla. Please vote yes for Tesla being governed by a Democratic majority vote standard, Proposal 13, and vote for the Tesla Proposal 6 on the same topic.
Thank you, Mr. Chevedden. As a reminder, the board's response is set forth in the proxy. Our 8th and final shareholder proposal is an advisory vote to seek shareholder approval before adopting certain bylaw amendments pursuant to Texas law. The board has opposed it for the reasons set forth in the proxy. This shareholder proposal is proposed by Eric and Emily Johnson and Bryce Matherin as co-filers, whose representative Bruce Abear from New Ground Social Investment has prepared a pre-recorded message.
Good afternoon. I'm Bruce Herbert of Newground Social Investment in Seattle, and I stand to move proposal number 14, a simple request that Tesla hold a vote before adopting any bylaw that would restrict the ability to file a shareholder proposal. Here's why this matters. Texas recently passed a law that allows companies to set sky-high barriers to shareholder participation. Instead of the SEC's current one-year ownership threshold of $25,000, these Texas rules would require owning $1 million of stock, or 3% of the company, in Tesla's case roughly $30 billion, before one could file a proposal. And Tesla could enact this without a shareholder vote, simply by issuing a notice. This is not shareholder democracy. It's silencing shareholders, like nearly every one of us in this room, whether you are an individual, retiree, or institution. The backers of such thresholds presume you must be ultra-rich in order to have a good idea, which on its face is a baseless and undemocratic proposition. The shareholder proposal process serves both Tesla and the capital markets. This is because stockholders frequently spot emerging risks long before they hit the headlines, whether in the form of labor relations, climate impacts, or failures in governance. Shareholders provide an efficient, early warning system that helps companies to stay ahead of the curve. We are a low-cost, high-value cornerstone that keeps companies and capital markets healthy. In closing, corporate democracy is not a nuisance. It's an important safeguard. It's how shareholders ensure accountability and informed long-term value creation. The idea here is quite simple. Before limiting shareholder rights, put it to a shareholder vote. Therefore, to keep Tesla engaged, accountable, and forward-looking, please vote for proposal number 14. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hebert. As a reminder, the board's response is set forth in the proxy. Please note now is your final opportunity to submit any votes for them to be counted. I declare that the polls are now closed. Based on the proxies that we have received and the votes submitted at the meeting, I'd like to announce these results on a preliminary basis. With respect to the shareholder proposals, items 8 through 14, our shareholders have supported the recommendations on the Tesla board on all of them, other than Proposal 12. With respect to Proposal 7 regarding XAI, while we have received more votes in favor than we did in against, there were a significant number of abstentions. Since this is an advisory vote, the board will examine the next steps in light of this level of shareholder support. Now, moving on to the Tesla proposals. First, on the proposal to adopt amendments to our organizational documents to eliminate certain supermajority voting requirements, our shareholders have not approved. Second, on the Say on Pay advisory vote, our shareholders have approved. Third, on the ratification of the appointment of PricewaterhouseCoopers as our Tesla's independent registered public accounting firm for the 2025 fiscal year, shareholders have approved. Fourth, on the election of our 3 Class 3 directors, Ira, Joe, and Kathleen, our shareholders have re-elected them. Fifth, on the amended and restated 2019 Equity Incentive Plan, our shareholders have approved. Sixth and finally, on the 2025 CEO Performance Award to our founder and CEO, Elon Musk, with over 75% voting in favor, approved.